Hey, so I just finished watching You Had to Be There podcast. They were talking about periods, and I'm not sharing that TMI information with you about my own personal trauma, but I made notes. So I have thoughts that clearly can't go in their comment section. I do have to point out that their beginning banter, okay, it doesn't bother me, but it's like, okay, we're gonna get on and then we're gonna chit chat and then we're gonna eventually cut us off and then get into our topic of discussion. Another podcast via YouTube is that still considered a podcast that I watch and listen to is the Good Hang with Amy Poehler, and they get straight into the point. So maybe because there's that, I don't know, the lead up to it, if you will, versus just straight down to business. I don't know. Just want to point out that occasionally it bothers me because it's like, at least have the like pre-talk kind of makes sense to what you're talking about. But they all took shots and then one of them threw up. So, that's super random. But anyway, let's see, looking at my notes here. I have to point out, okay, I love that we are nostalgic to this stuff on the podcast for You Had to Be There, but I kind of am irritated, sort of irritated, that they 100% focus on like boyfriends and husbands and not like other kind of couples. They mention like, oh, when you're on your period, you want your boyfriend or you want your man or whatever to like give you chocolate and rub your back and give you a heating pad and all this stuff. But it's like, okay, but what if you have two girls? Like, think about that. That's like being with your best friend almost. Like, what? Anyway, again, really side note to the stupidness that I suppose bothers me, but yet I still watch this. It's like a train wreck. It's like my CW episode crack that I would watch for some series and be like, I'm in this to the end, even if it's garbage. Let's see what else. Let's see. Oh, they also should have made a comment pre like starting their topic of discussion to be like, there is no true medical advice here that we can give you, and this is an educational video, and this is all like on our own experiences, so take this with a grain of salt and Google it if you don't know. Because they kept kind of going back to being like, oh, we're gonna look this up, oh, we're gonna whatever. And let's see. Oh, another funny antidote to this episode is that Nicole was mentioning a couple of analogies that she was mentioning. I guess period has like, or women have like these phases that we go through, and apparently she was not that many days old recently that she found out that it goes with the moon. Okay, well, we're not all on the same moon phase, but I guess, I don't know, I clearly found that out in college or something. But she was going through that and she referenced one of the things as like a dance floor. And I love a good analogy. Seriously, that's how I remember stuff. So I agree with them that we should have learned this in our like health classes, like the analogies and like if they got into detail about this, how we would remember it. And then, of course, as the topic goes on, and they got to pads first period, or pads first tampons first cups first discs, I think is what they were referring to. Then Nicole referenced everything as garages. Again, good analogy. Gotta love it. And then, of course, Nicole, the person of reason, I suppose, of these three girls, mentions about the number of holes that women have, and Kate was very confused, if you will. And Nicole mentioned that her husband told her this or something like that. Okay, to be fair, if anybody has Netflix and they watched Orange is the New Black, I think it's in like the first couple episodes, if you're paying attention to the dialogue, one of the people in there actually says something about this. They're like, wait, what? So like, there it is. We learn stuff on pop culture. We learn stuff on movies. Let's see, what else? Oh, the whole undercover mission of handing pads and tampons to each other in the early 2000s, or saying, oh, we're on our period, like so secretive. I'm not screaming it from the rooftops, but it's like, it is what it is, guys. Like, I don't know. It's just kind of funny that some people are still kind of old school, and it's like, I'm on my period, I can't tell you. Or, hey, do you have a tampon? It's like, come on now. At a certain point, we all go through it, or will be going through it if you're young. And speaking of, I guess, leading into the stories that they receive, since Erin said they got over 6,000 stories. Does she seriously read all of them? Does she share them via, like, I mean, I don't know. I don't remember if it was to her or if it was to the group, but it's like, do you go through, like, how do you go through them all? Like, that's a lot. Like, I've said on my own Instagram account, super side note, that I'm really glad I'm not an influencer and stuff like that, like not popular with the internet, because I could never handle that many notifications. Like, I get excited about a notification, don't get me wrong, but it's usually like someone liked my comment on somebody's video, or somebody, I don't know, some garbage like that. Very rarely is it actually a true notification of my, like, posts, but I digress. Also, I am concerned for Kate. I'm sure some of you as well, if you are following their podcast and some of the things that they post. She ate chapstick. She nibbled on the rubber. This was either in one of her stories or a prior video. She nibbled on the rubber clothes for the Polly Pockets. Like, I'm pretty sure a majority of us growing up had the lip smackers that tasted delicious. We'd put them on and then we'd lick our lips. And then a little while later we'd put it back on and we'd lick our lips. Like, what? Like, that's normal. Like, I feel like that's a normal occurrence. I mean, I unfortunately still do that with, like, well, I don't have that many delicious chapsticks, but, like, you know, you kind of forget, like, you just lick your lips and you're like, oh, damn it, and then you move on. Like, it's not going to kill you. But a nibble of a chapstick, concerned, very concerned. So yeah, that's all I got. 7 minutes of me commentating. I should have commentated while I was watching, but that would have probably been a much longer video here. So anyway, just wanted to share with my notes so I remembered things. There you go.